Hi there. Do you know that we can use our rich Black culture to teach our children how to read? Hi, I'm Sandra Drew of Aquarius School for Kids, an oasis of early learning with the African child in mind. Today, I want to continue showing you ways how we can incorporate our culture when we are teaching our children how to read. In this case, I am talking about the different letter sounds. The last time we spoke about the letter sound T for the letter T, and today I want to focus on the letter I and the sound of the letter I, which would be the short sound I, the short sound I. And I'll also incorporate the long vowel sound I. Okay, so some of the things that I came up with in teaching our children how to read, the first word that came to my mind was international. International. I know that might be a big vocabulary word for our little ones, but as long as we use it and tell them what it means, it's going to be easy peasy for them. International. You can explain that Black people are everywhere. We are everywhere because we are the first people on the planet. I mean, the cradle of civilization, after all, is in Africa. And we spread out and we travel everywhere. So you can teach that powerful word, international. Now, another word that came to my mind was Indies, as in West Indies. Pull out that map and show our children where the area called the West Indies is located. Many of our Black brothers and sisters live in the West Indies. In fact, there are several island countries that are there in the West Indies. And speaking of island, the word island begins with the letter I, but it has that long vowel sound I. So you can talk about island, and you can talk about the different islands in the West Indies if you like. Now, something else that's on those islands, lots of those Caribbean islands, or islands in the West Indies, is that pesky little animal. Actually, it's not little, it's kind of big, called the iguana. The iguana. You can show pictures of the iguana. You can talk about it. You can tell a bit more of where it lives and what it does and what it's related to, what type of species of animal it is. You can do a whole science lesson on the iguana. Okay? Another word that you can talk about is, going back to the people on the islands, are indigenous. You can talk about different Black people on the islands in the West Indies, in the Caribbean. Because yes, some of us are indigenous to that area because yes, we traveled there first. Yes, so some of us are indigenous to the area, as well as some of us were brought there against our will during the transatlantic slave trade. You can talk about that as well. And then we also have some of us who actually immigrated to the area from other areas. Like presently now, a lot of people travel and go to the islands and make it their home. So immigrant is also another word that you can use. And we have people that are immigrants in the United States or other parts of the world. So you can use the word immigrant as well. Wow, we have such a great social studies lesson as well as a science lesson with that sound I and that sound I. Now, another word that I do have here is, I said, well, we are from Africa, so why not pick a country that begins with the letter I? And that country, of course, would be the Ivory Coast. Now, you will see it written in French as Côte d'Ivoire, but you can translate it to English and say Ivory Coast. So we have that long vowel I sound at the beginning of ivory for Ivory Coast. And then for a short vowel sound, for the I sound, we can look at the people in Nigeria, at least a part of Nigeria, the people known as the Igbo. The Igbo. You can introduce that word as well, and you can bring out that trusty map and show that area in Nigeria and show where the Igbo people live in Nigeria. Whew, that letter I has certainly taken me around the world. Has it taken you around the world? Yes, with that short vowel sound I and that long vowel sound I. Before I forget, what about a nice, delicious treat? It may not be from the continent, I don't really know, but what about some delicious ice cream? Who doesn't like ice cream? Why don't you go ahead and make some ice cream and indulge in your favorite ice cream with your little Black one? Or you can make some iced tea. Maybe you're from the South. Maybe you live in the South in the United States and you drink a lot of iced tea. So that's another way of incorporating our culture in teaching the letter sounds, the sounds for the letter I. Okay? So anyway, like I said, I feel like I've done a really trip around the world. We went to the West Indies and we were on island and we went to the continent of Africa and we talked about Ivory Coast and we talked about the Igbo people and that letter I am telling you, we've done so many things with our wonderful Black culture, teaching that letter I and the sound that it represents, the short vowel sound eh and the long vowel sound I. Anyway, that's about it for right now. Make sure when you are finished with watching this video that you do go to our website at www.aquariusschoolforkids.com, where you see lots of resources for our little Black ones. You have handwriting books. You will also find sketchbooks for our little Black ones. You also find puzzle books for our teenagers and adults. And you will also find a book that will help you in teaching your child how to read. It's called Before I Let You Go, I'm Going to Teach You Myself, 7 Tips for Bringing Out the Reader in Your Black Child. Now, if you really enjoyed this video and it really helped you a lot, visit me on my YouTube channel of the same name, Aquarius School for Kids, and give us a thumbs up, give us a heart here on Instagram, share it with your friends and your family members so that this can get out to everyone. Because I want to help our children learn how to read by using our culture. Use our culture as the standard because we are the standard. Anyway, that's all I have for you today. I look forward to working with you again and teaching you again and talking about another letter that we can use and incorporate our culture in as we teach our letter sounds to our children and teach our Black children how to read. Anyway, that's all for now. Take care, and until next time, bye-bye.